In this video, I'm going to show you how to determine what planet rules your birth chart. You see, astrology is kind of like bingo. So your birth chart is your specific card. It represents the exact placements of the luminaries and planetary beings along the line of the ecliptic as they pass through the star groupings or constellations known as the zodiac, creating alchemical energies and like a certain imprint, basically. So your birth print is like this very specific imprint of like a screenshot of what the universe was doing when your soul entered the neutrino stream. The universe is a never-ending set of repeating patterns, and so the current astrology can affect us more or less depending on the specifics of our birth chart. So this is where it's like bingo. Your chart is like a bingo card with specific numbers on it, and when those numbers get called, you can yell bingo maybe, or you can yell something else. Okay, so to determine your chart ruler, there are two methods. The first one has to do with your rising sign or the ascendant. In this particular chart, it is represented by an A and an S right here. The rising sign literally means the sign, this constellation, the star grouping that was rising on the eastern horizon at the precise moment you were born. It is the most precise measurement in astrology, as this sign changes every 2 hours. Using a star charting app, we can see this visually right before our eyes. For example, if a baby was born right at the moment I took this screen recording, they would be a Taurus rising, okay? Because the line of the ecliptic, the stars literally move in the sky every single day, every 2 hours. It's a different constellation, because you can see some constellations are bigger than others, like Pisces versus Aries, for example. Okay, so this baby would be a Taurus rising. If they took a long time to come through the neutrino stream, they would be a Gemini, and so on and so forth. This is yet another reason why tropical or Western astrology is a limited system and will only lead you in circles, in my opinion, because it's not actually looking at where the stars are. It's a seasonal construct that is the same every single day, year, month. It never changes. It doesn't shift according to the precession of the equinoxes, okay? So if you want a more accurate representation or snapshot of your specific imprint on the stars, have a look-see at True Sky Sidereal Astrology. I have a lot of content on this topic. Give me a follow. All right, so back to the chart. The ascendant or rising sign generally is the chart ruler. This is the sign that represents the overall flavor and direction of your life, like where you're going, the energy you're here to expand, and often how other people see us as well. Side note, the first house always starts here because it is the sign of the self. The rising sign always indicates where the first house starts. The other method when looking at chart rulership, it has to do with stelliums or a lot of activity in a certain sign or house. On this chart in particular, you can see clusters in the top left and the bottom right side of the chart. In this case, the top right has more weight because it has more personal planets, so planets that are closer to the sun, like Mercury, Venus, Mars, the moon, Venus, those are the ones that are closer to the sun. Planets with a longer or slower orbit, like Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, and so on, have a little less impact on the chart. Sometimes it can be a little easier to interpret using an itemized list like this. This is from the Mastering the Zodiac True Sky Sidereal Birth Chart Generator. You can either get it in the chart form or in an itemized list like this that is so conveniently color-coded even. So from this itemized list here, we can see this chart has a Taurus stellium. So there's 4 placements in Taurus. As well, there is a lot of action going on in the 11th house. So I would also take that into consideration when it comes to determining chart rulership. Okay, let's put it all together. So to determine planetary rulership, you want to look at the rising sign and any stelliums in certain signs or houses. I made this little chart for you guys to then be able to connect which planet rules the specific sign that you're looking at in your chart. So I will stop talking and you can screenshot this now. So with this specific example, somebody with a Gemini rising would be ruled primarily by Mercury, a Taurus stellium would be ruled by Venus, and the 11th house is Aquarius, so Uranus and Saturn. So that's how you determine your planetary rulership. What planet rules your chart? Let me know in the comments. And as always, Hit all those buttons on the right-hand side if you like this sort of content. Consider making a donation to support my work, and I'll see you in the next one.